and two of her seemingly affluent course mates promised a hefty fee for her company at an outing, with the unspoken expectation to make one of the wealthy attendees happy overnight. The weight of financial desperation pressed upon her, creating a catch-22 dilemma that tugged at her principles. In the heart of Abuja, beneath the sprawling canvas of Wuse Market, the lively symphony of traders' banter and the vibrant hues of market stalls painted the scene of daily life. The aroma of local spices wafted through the air, intertwining with the laughter of children and the negotiation dance between buyers and sellers. One would be forgiven having felt the pulse of a city that embraced both tradition and progress to assume that all was rosy. Amidst all of this and the vibrant campus life nearby, lived Temi, a brilliant and musically gifted university student facing the challenges of making ends meet. She, however, tried as much as possible not to lose her smile and positive outlook. Struggling to pay her school tuition fees, Temi found herself at a crossroads when two of her seemingly affluent classmates extended an invitation. They promised a hefty fee for her company at an outing, with the unspoken expectation to make one of the wealthy attendees happy overnight. No! The weight of financial desperation pressed upon her, creating a catch-22 dilemma that tugged at her principles. Not one to compromise her values easily, Temi hesitated, but found herself sinking into debts way beyond her control. As the day of the outing, however, drew closer, she agreed to go with her classmates. One of them then offered to glam her up for the event, since she had nothing suitable to wear. As they drove into the estate hosting the hotel where the dinner would take place, Temi found herself reminiscing about her 10-year-old self. She was triggered by the sight of the estate gates. They reminded her very much of her upbringing. Not only as the daughter of the village choirmaster but also the daughter of the head of security as well. Her family had relocated to Abuja in search of a better life, after her father secured the job. And in the surroundings of the housing estate, young Temi navigated her humble childhood as the daughter of the estate's security guard. With meager resources, she embraced a world where her days were filled with simple joys amidst financial constraints. From a young age, she learned the value of hard work, often assisting her father as his little secretary, a required necessity in maintaining the estate's security as he worked alongside other guards. Her afternoons were spent doing menial tasks, helping her family make ends meet. Yet, in the midst of adversity, she found resilience and determination. Her love for music also kept her going. As the years passed, Temi's commitment to education and music became evident. With the limited financial support available, she embarked on a journey to university, where she continued to navigate challenges, relying on her strength and resourcefulness to carve out a path for herself. As she stared out the car window, lost in her memories, a sudden jolt brought Temi back to the present scene. The car had come to a halt in front of the grand entrance of the hotel, its imposing facade towering over them. The chatter of other guests and the bustling activity around the entrance snapped her back to reality, dispelling the lingering echoes of her past. Temi took a deep breath, readjusted her posture, and stepped out of the car, ready to embrace the evening ahead. After being seated at her designated table, Temi's attention was immediately captured by the band performing on stage, their melodious African hits filling the air. Unable to resist the call of the music, she rose from her seat, her heart pounding with excitement. As a multi-instrumentalist and avid music lover, Temi couldn't simply sit back and listen. She had to be a part of it. With a grin of anticipation, Temi dashed towards the stage, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. As she approached the musicians, she caught the eye of the guitarist and exchanged a knowing nod. Without hesitation, she grabbed the nearest available instrument, a keyboard, and joined the ensemble, her fingers finding their rhythm effortlessly. As the music enveloped her, Temi's energy soared. She seamlessly transitioned between instruments, adding layers of depth to the performance. From the keyboard to the ukulele and the guitar, she infused each note with her own unique flair, her passion evident in every strum and beat. The audience erupted into applause as Temi's musical prowess electrified the atmosphere. Lost in the moment, she reveled in the joy of creating music, her spirit soaring with each harmonious chord. As the song reached its crescendo, Temi's infectious energy spread throughout the room, leaving an indelible mark on the heart of everyone present. Unbeknownst to her, Osa, a young well-to-do and influential celebrity promoter, sat among the attendees, captivated by her musical prowess. As the night unfolded, Temi's dilemma hung in the air like a lingering melody. The compromising proposition put forth by her cosmates. And then her debts, one of which included her final year tuition and other bills. She was indeed caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. Osa, however, recognizing the talent and sensing the struggle beneath the surface after having a conversation with Temi, approached the host asking to be paired with her for the night. He also offered her an opportunity that went beyond that of her cosmates. He extended a helping hand without any ulterior motives, promising to support her dreams without asking for anything in return. With a twinkle in his eye and a genuine appreciation for her art, Osa exclaimed, "Temi, your music deserves to be heard by the world. Let's make that happen together." She almost fell off her chair hearing that. She couldn't believe her ears because it definitely wasn't the norm. She wondered if he wasn't just telling porkies. The unlikely alliance marked the beginning of Temi's musical journey. Osa, true to his word, became her mentor and promoter. Together, they navigated the complex music industry, transforming her from a struggling student into a rising star. As her talent shone brighter, the financial constraints that once haunted her began to fade. She also never forgot her roots, as she found university life a lot more comfortable and interesting. She often reflected on the absurdity of the initial invitation and the unexpected twist of fate that turned her dilemma into a musical breakthrough. She would always joke, saying, "Who needs compromising deals when you've got the magic of music and a mentor like Osa?" And as Temi's musical journey soared under Osa's guidance, a unique bond formed between them. Late one evening, after a successful concert, Osa invited Temi to a cozy jazz club in Abuja. The dim lights and smooth jazz provided the perfect backdrop for a conversation that transcended mentorship. Seated across from each other, the clinking of glasses and soft melodies created an ambience of intimacy. Osa, with a glint of admiration in his eyes, said, "Temi, your talent is extraordinary. You've transformed challenges into melodies that resonate with people. I knew from the moment I heard you play that you were destined for greatness." Temi, touched by Osa's sincerity, smiled appreciatively. "Thank you for believing in me when others saw only struggle. You've been a guiding light, Osa." Their connection deepened as they shared stories, dreams, and laughter. In that jazz-filled moment, it became evident that their relationship had evolved beyond mentor and mentee. The chemistry, like a harmonious duet, played between them as they navigated the complexities of life and love while talking. Osa, realizing the depth of his feelings, couldn't hold back any longer. "Temi, I've come to care for you more than you know. You've brought music and joy into my life in ways I never imagined. Will you let me be a part of your journey in a different way?" Temi, not entirely surprised because she couldn't deny feeling the same way, was warmed by Osa's sincerity. "Osa, you've been a blessing in my life. Let's continue this beautiful melody together, not just in music but in everything else. I would have hinted at it next week if you didn't, anyway. Because there's nobody else I would rather do life with, she replied. And so, in the ambience of that jazz-filled night, Osa and Temi's connection evolved into a love story that echoed the harmonies of their shared passions. The jazz club, witness to the beginning of their romantic duet, played a role in a chapter of their lives that would be remembered as the sweetest crescendo in their symphony of love. Temi, we must now get things in place for your graduation, my dear, Osa chipped in. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the university campus, Temi stood at the edge of the graduation stage, a mixture of excitement and nostalgia coursing through her veins. It had been a long and arduous journey to reach this moment, one filled with obstacles and challenges that had threatened to derail her dreams. But standing there, surrounded by her course mates and loved ones, Temi knew that every struggle had been worth it. As she accepted her certificate, her mind drifted back to the night everything changed, the night she was meant to exchange her services for money, the night Osa didn't take advantage of her vulnerability. The night music met melody. With tears in her eyes and a smile on her lips, she searched the crowd until her gaze found Osa, standing there with pride shining in his eyes. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice choked with emotion. "Thank you for everything." Temi knew right then that no matter what the future held, as long as she had Osa by her side, she could weather any storm that came her way. He was after all the man who had been her rock when the world seemed intent on tearing her down. And he was indeed the music to her melody. The African Tales, Stories and Fables Blooper story. The blooper got blooped for real.
Enjoy so many more short and entertaining African tales, stories and fables by watching the videos displayed on the screen. Thank you and see you there.